Good morning, everybody. I am just so glad that you are tuning in right now, whoever you are, wherever you may be. My name is India, and you're listening to a Tall Girls podcast. Now, this podcast is a relatively tall, positive place where tall people, especially tall women, can listen and get some advice on anything tall related, like self-love and clothes and body confidence and all that. But I also want this to be a height positive space, no matter what your height is. Now, you may be asking, where is this coming from? So I got a recent comment from somebody actually asking something along the lines of, why do tall women not feel interested in shorter guys, and why do tall girls just ignore them? And at first I was like, wow, this is pretty intense. These are really hard-hitting questions. And it seemed like this guy, well, assuming that it's a guy who's short, has had his fair share of rejections from tall women. He may be frustrated, who knows, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about this topic and give my opinion on it too. So now, there are plenty of reasons why a tall girl might not go for a shorter guy, so I can't really pinpoint one exact reason, but I do know of a few from the tall girls that I have been friends with, and even speaking from my own experience. Now, one reason for sure that I know is because it can feel really awkward to have a partner who's so much shorter than you. I want to say this can definitely depend on the height difference. It really depends on how much shorter the partner is. If it's a couple inches, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, whatever, but if it's super extreme, like if you have a good foot on your partner, then I can definitely understand that awkwardness. And even speaking from my own experience too, just constantly being around people in general, not even just people who are close to me, like my friends or even family members, just people in public who are so much shorter than you, it can really make you feel awkward because you feel like you just stick out so much, and it just makes us feel so much taller than we already are. And it's no one's fault here. All of this is really just based on genetics and parents, and I don't know, I'm not into science and stuff, but you get what I mean. But I don't know, it's just how we feel, and we just feel freakishly tall. And I think what also plays a part in all of this is societal norms, okay? We all know it's normal, supposedly quote unquote normal, it's perceived as normal that the man in the relationship is supposed to be the taller one. So if a guy, let's say in a couple, you're just walking down the street and you see this couple, and if you see that the guy is significantly taller than his partner, then that's completely fine. You wouldn't think anything of it because we're basically programmed to think that something like this is normal from what we see in the media. Like in one of my episodes, I was talking about how there was a bridal and groom picture, and the groom was taller than the wife, the bride, and just scrolling through it, just seeing that all the grooms are taller than the brides. And I was like, why is there no tall wife here and shorter husband? So seeing something like that, it's already in our subconscious, like this is normal, this is how it's supposed to be, the man is supposed to be taller in the relationship. So when we see that the girl is taller than the guy in the relationship, walking down the same street again, like in the previous example, and you just see that the girl in the relationship is taller than the man, then we don't think that it's normal. It's super weird, because when have we really truly seen in the media, TV, stuff like that, that the girl is taller in the relationship? And that's the problem. Some of us tall women feel like we can't seek out guys who are on the shorter side because they'll feel that they'll be judged and everybody's just gonna look at them really weird. And honestly, I think it's time to normalize tall women going out with guys that are shorter than them. You know what? Scratch that. Not just tall women. It's time to normalize any woman who feels that even if he's shorter than her, if she really, really likes him, she should be able to just go for him, date him. It doesn't matter the height. So we should be able to normalize any woman going out with a guy who is shorter than her. Period. Love is love, as we say. Then maybe, not even just some of us tall women, women in general will feel more comfortable going out with guys who are shorter than us. Even though there are already women who are very, very comfortable with that. Like, I even see memes, like tall memes, because that's all I look at nowadays. So my explore page is actually filled with that. And I see memes of these women like saying, yeah, me in a picture with my short king. Like, even though he's shorter than me, I still love him. And I really like seeing stuff like that. And they're just very comfortable and very, very open about this. And by the way, if you're a tall girl or any girl listening to this and you're dating a guy who is shorter than you, kudos to you. You're awesome for breaking societal norms. I just want to point that out, okay? Now, another reason that a tall woman might not necessarily go for a shorter guy is personal preference. We really can't do anything about personal preferences. Like, if a girl personally prefers a guy as tall as or taller than her, then that's just what it is. I don't think that you can really force someone into going against their personal preferences. That's probably just something that they like, and you can't change their mind. But honestly, you never know. Like, things change, preferences can change. We don't know what tomorrow holds. Maybe they'll change their mind. Maybe they'll come across somebody that they really like, but they're shorter than them and they might make an exception. Who knows? But anything can change. So yeah, I just want to say that none of these reasons that I listed, the 3 reasons that I listed, none of these are any type of excuse to not try to pursue or go out with a shorter guy. Okay, by no means do I want it to be excuses, but these are just some patterns that I've been noticing over the years. Personally, I feel like we shouldn't discriminate. Us tall women, tall guys even, just shouldn't discriminate against shorter guys. That's really it. I mean, depending on the height difference, I should say, depending on the height difference, I wouldn't really discriminate, because even like I mentioned before, if it's 2, 3, 4 inches, I guess whatever, but a whole foot, I don't know. So just depending on the height difference, just try not to discriminate. If we vibe, we vibe. If I like your personality, I would not rule you out. So if you're a tall woman listening to this, do not be so quick to do that. Don't be so quick to rule them out. Give them a chance. And if you're a short guy listening to this, I don't know, this is a high positive space, so I would like to think that I attract people of all heights to this podcast. If you're a short guy listening to this, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your height. You are made the way you are for a reason, and you have so much to offer. You have so much to offer others, and you have so much to offer yourself. And you literally never know. There may just be a taller girl out there for you. You may even know her. She might secretly like you, but she might not want to say anything because you might feel like, oh, he thinks that I'm too tall for him, or maybe she thinks that she'll be judged for it. I don't know. I just want to say you never know. So don't feel too bad. Don't beat yourself up for it. It's genetics. You really can't do anything about it. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you so much, by the way, because we hit like 100 downloads on here a while ago. I don't even know. It's been a while, but we hit 100 downloads a while ago in such a short amount of time. What has it been, like about 2 months? 100 downloads in 2 months is honestly so awesome. And I forgot to mention that, so I just really wanted to thank you guys for the support and for listening to my podcast. It's just amazing. So hit me up on my socials. They're going to be linked below. Let me know what you think of this episode, and I hope to see you soon. Good night and goodbye.